And we are live. Welcome on your TVs in Texas and Louisiana. You are on the Smart Money Culture TV network. Hats off to our main man, Fly Mackey, the man with the plan for putting this all together. We have another great show lined up for you today. There is a lot going on. Iran is the mantra, right? Iran. I mean, everything that's going to happen now. Of course, that's the everything's Iran. It's not Russia anymore. It's Iran. Do you buy it? Are you buying it? They said, of course, I guess the railways there's a glitch in the railways or something in France, and of course. The mantra is, it's Iran. And of course, Iran is supposed to be behind this. It's like such a funny thing to me, right? They say Iran is behind the assassination on Trump, the same one that the FBI and the Secret Service and everybody has been covering up for and everything else. I mean, it just doesn't sit. It doesn't sit, guys. I mean, come on, let's be realistic. Iran behind the assassination attempt that the Secret Service didn't have the guy show up for, didn't take the shot on the guy, didn't have it covered for, sent the real guys, sent the real ones over to sent the real agents over to watch Biden's wife. I mean, on and on and on. It just doesn't add up. You need to use your head. You think critically, okay? Think critically. Especially in times like this, because it's really, really important that we think critically and that we use our heads, okay, that we use our heads for things. The markets are soaring. Rumors of interest rate cuts. The PCE numbers did come in a bit high, but JPMorgan comes out and says we're going to have 3 interest rates cuts this year. The mantra or the talk is that we're going to lower, that it's lower than expected, even though it was a little bit higher than expected. They're saying that the inflation is coming in line. I see the KOLs, which is known thought leaders, out there, and they are pushing this mantra of inflation's not a problem. If anybody tells you inflation is a problem, they don't know what they're talking about. I mean, you see this. Never mind that eggs are costing you double or triple what they used to. I mean, I was talking to a friend of mine and they said they went to the store. They couldn't believe it. It was $10 for a dozen eggs or something like that. And, this is, don't believe what you see and hear, folks. Don't believe what you hear and experience. Okay. Inflation's not bad. Inflation is under control. It's under control. Now, going along with that, of course, we have Elon Musk, the great Elon Musk out there, and he is now bringing more and more attention to saying that we're going to go bankrupt and the U.S. dollar is going to go bankrupt. And it's pretty interesting. A lot of people, we talk about the central banking cartel that controls the country and controls the U.S. dollar, and a lot. And some people, they miss it here and there. And it's like, well, it's Nixon and it was Roosevelt and it was this and that and the other. It was Woodrow Wilson who pushed through the Federal Reserve Act on December 23rd, 1913. Okay, it's the central banking cartel. I don't think Nixon had any choice but to stop cashing in dollars for gold. And that you weren't allowed to do it because you weren't allowed to own gold up until the early 1970s. But the other countries of the world were cashing in dollars for gold, and they weren't cashing them in from the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve took all of the gold that their family had in 1933, and that was Roosevelt, right? They had an executive order, and they confiscated all the gold. They said it's $10,000 if you don't give your gold to us, which is the equivalent of about $1 million right now. And they said we're going to give it back. We're going to give it back. We just don't want people hoarding the gold. And of course, they never gave it back. The Federal Reserve got all that gold. They never gave it back. That gold, much of that gold is sitting in their building there in New York City, just so you know. The Federal Reserve Bank is sitting there in New York City. Your gold, your family's gold. And I want it back. Do you want it back? I want it back. I want it back. One day we're going to get it back. Now, so a lot of people, they're on the mark and saying that, okay, we're in trouble. And Elon Musk, he quoted a tweet, and he said, or a post, and he said, we're in trouble here. and and it was a guy in a video, and he says, we're 800 and something, or over a third of all the money collected in income tax for last month went to servicing the debt. Now, there's no doubt about it. And there's no way that we're going to get out of. There's no way we can ever get out of debt by printing more money and creating more debt. It is impossible. Every fake money that we print, because U.S. dollars is basically just it's fake paper money. Every amount of that we print comes with debt attached to it. And it's a taxing instrument as well as a debt instrument, and then they can just continue to tax it. So it has initial 3 to 5%. I think interest rates are at 5% right now. That is attached to it, but then they can continue taxing the dollars by diluting the money supply. And people don't really understand that, but we will never get out of it without getting out from under the central banking cartel. All right, a couple of things. I do have Matt Dixon, the great Matt Dixon. He's going to join me in just a minute here. A couple of things that I wanted to talk about. First of all, is our friends over at CoinVigilante, coinvigilante.com. These are quality American-made timepieces, and this is part and parcel of the monetary revolution. These CoinVigilante watches they're American-made, okay? And Bitcoin, as Trump said, he wants Bitcoin to be American-made, okay? So check these out, coinvigilantewatches.com. Beautiful American-made timepieces. Use code IMPACTMONEY to get a 10% discount on that. Okay, use code IMPACTMONEY to do that. Now, as well, I have had a number of people now, especially lately, and they are signing up because they want to get their gold and silver. They want to get rid of the Rothschild tax. See, as long as you're holding U.S. dollars, then they are able to tax you. They're able to tax you a lot. And so what they're doing is they're going over to @costmetals, @costmetals.com. You use the referral club, use the referral code clubs with an S, and you sign up there. And we are having more and more people sign up over there and start buying their gold and silver. You can buy gold and silver every month. You can get out from with under. That's part of the monetary revolution, guys. The monetary revolution is about taking control back from these people. And hopefully we're able to do it. So far, we've been able to do it fairly. We've been able to do it without a shot fired. I mean, that's a relative term. I'm sure there's been some shots fired. But this @costmetals, join @costmetals.com. Go over there, use referral
Have
club.
you ever pondered on how to safeguard your wealth in an affordable and safe manner? Picture a world where precious metals are not only within your reach, but their storage is secure and cost-effective. Welcome to the reality of Cost Metals memberships. Priced at a mere $149 or $399, our membership plans are tailored to meet your financial requirements. They provide an unparalleled opportunity to purchase precious metals at cost. This means you pay what we pay, no mark.
So we have a lot going on. I'm not going to play that whole video. That'll be for another time. But go to @costmetals.com and join there, and you can buy as much as you want. It's a membership, so pay the $399, and that way you get your metals with it. They give you a good first deal on that, or just pay $149 and get in, and then you can start to buy gold, silver, palladium, platinum at cost, okay, at cost. And then you'll be in something that these guys can't dilute the gold that much, right? They can't dilute the gold, and they can't dilute you and tax you on that. As long as you're in that, they can't continue to tax you for it. Okay. You pay your tax on it once, right? And then there you go. And if you sell it again, of course you pay your tax on it again. So you can also go to @cost Bitcoin. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Go to @costmetals.com. That's how you do that. Now, as we're talking about reserve currencies and reserve type of things here, I wanted to also talk about, because big news coming out of our friends over at Polka Gold. You guys know how long I am on Polka Gold and Dalgo, and it is a very interesting situation that they have. Now, what they've done with the Polka Gold is, when they started the Polka Gold, they put in smart contracts, a certain amount of Algorand and then all of the Polka Gold. So there was nothing that people didn't have to buy. Everybody had to buy it, and so that gives it. It's like Bitcoin. It gives it a certain amount of value, right? Nobody got anything for free, and so that is pretty interesting. Now that's held its value really well. It's on the Algorand network, and then the big news that we had out today was that there is a Polka Gold. Let me just pull it up here. There was a big dot well. So Polka Gold is made as well as a to bridge Algorand and the Polkadot ecosystems together. Okay, and here's what they said here. One of our dot whales has reached out to tell us that they will perform a significant acquisition of Dalgo over the coming weeks. They have pledged to burn the Dalgo, and Dalgo is the meme coin that they just launched, and they did it the same way. Just to tell you, and I'm going to go right back to this, they did it the same way. They locked up 10%, all from community donations. They locked up 10% of the total supply of Polka Gold, P Gold, and they stuck it in the smart contracts, and they launched the Dalgo meme coin. So if you hopped in as launched, you're pretty happy right now. And if you're not, it still hasn't gone up a ton, okay, or for where I think it will go. And I think that's you guys should take a look. Now, if what they're doing here works out the same way, we're in for a nice run. So this dot well has pledged to burn the Dalgo that they buy and acquire with P Gold and deepen the pair liquidity further and blow everything else out of the algo water. Now, already right now, I mean, the amount of liquidity that is locked in these two assets, Dalgo and Algo, is it's like the top in the ecosystem of Algorand. So pretty interesting stuff. Let's want to get on here. I have Matt Dixon, who's been so gracious, of course, to join us in our afternoon show. I know it's late for you over there in London. How are you, sir?
Good, thank you. Yeah, pleasure to be with you. It's no problem at all.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll just jump in, share straight away my screen if that's okay.
First year.
Let's just see where we are. Okay. I was going to start on this, but I'll actually go straight to gold just because you were talking about gold and cost metals and so on. It's not just this isn't just for conspiracy theorists. It genuinely makes absolute sense to have gold as part of your portfolio. It should generally be part of a portfolio. We mentioned this yesterday about diversified portfolio based on Nobel Prize winning research from Harry Markowitz and talking about uncorrelated assets. And gold is clearly not correlated with a lot of other assets like bonds, like equities, like FX, like crypto even. There isn't a correlation there. So you need to hold it as part of proper diversification. It's interesting that we've been charting gold for some time now, and we can see that this looks like we're in what's called an ending diagonal. So we may have a little bit lower to go, but this is just a buying opportunity as far as I can see. That anywhere around these sort of levels is a great buying opportunity, and gold should push much higher, but not just to the end of this ending diagonal. This is just part of a larger scale move to the upside. So this would end what's called wave 3 within Elliott wave. You get wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in an impulsive wave, overall impulsive wave. And the thing is with commodities, normally wave 3 is the extended wave, the biggest wave. But in commodities like gold, normally wave 5 is the biggest wave. So we've already had a massive move up to new all-time highs for gold here. We've just pulled back a little bit. But it looks as though just to complete this ending diagonal here to wave 3 is going to take us to another new all-time high. Then we should get a pullback. And then the next one after that will be wave 5, which, as I say, for commodities is often the extended wave, the big wave to the upside. And so there could be potentially massive upside to come here for gold. And these are just really, it may be sensible to view them as buying opportunities for that big pump that should come Maybe this year, maybe next year, but it's really should be part of anyone's well-diversified portfolio, I believe. So gold is looking, yeah, whilst we may get short-term choppiness, a bit of a pullback, but slightly longer term, medium and long term, it's looking really, really bullish. Yesterday, I think we had a great day yesterday in setting people up for a great run in the market. So I'll just show you. Actually, I'll just jump over to what I had. This was the tweet that I said, and all I said was along with it.
Hold on, if you're you need to move to that tab if you're showing a tweet.
Okay, I'm on the tab. It seems so you can't see it, no?
I just see the chart. Can you up on top? You see where it says share this tab?
Okay, I'll have to check because I'll go back to.
I see. Actually, it's funny because I see your screen and I see that it's like, oh, I see your tweet on the side.
The tweet on the side and the screen is the chart. Yeah. All
right, I got you. Okay.
With the massive red arrow. This was actually what I tweeted yesterday. I tweeted this chart yesterday.
Yep.
With a massive red arrow, and all I said was, "Need I say more?" Question mark, question mark, question mark, and then a rocket after the soul sign. So this was Solana. We were right down here. The price when I posted this was 167.65. This was posted live, and the price today is 181 something. So a massive move, and this, you know, the size of this arrow should tell you what I was thinking. And I said, "Need I say more?" So. Needless to say, I was in on this with a bit of leverage. So I'm obviously extremely happy with the outcome of that. I also went into Book of Memes as well, which is a similar story. And this was, again, just using simple charting. But we had here bullish divergence here, actually hidden bullish divergence, telling us the price was going to push higher. And we can see here, I'll just try and expand it out a little bit more so you can really see what's happened. This is what happened with the price. From here, we got the bullish divergence from that very point there, and price rocketed higher. So that's a fantastic move. We basically gave it in advance on the show yesterday for Book of Memes, for Solana, for various others. I mean, we can look at Bitcoin here. Again, we were saying that we're expecting, we had an ABC pullback to wave 4 on Bitcoin, and then pushing up now in a wave 5. So I think wave 5 itself will be made up of 5 waves, which each one of those waves will be made up of 5 waves. So this from wave 4 is a small wave 1, which itself is made up of 5 waves. We'll probably get a little bit of a pullback probably over the weekend, I suspect. And then we'll start to rally again next week. Let's just see. We've got the interest rate decision next week. So we had some interesting news out the past few days. So we had GDP figures came out really strong, much stronger than expected. But what you must remember is this didn't actually have much of an impact on dollar index. So I'll just go back to dollar index here. And the news came out yesterday. GDP news came out and yesterday, the day before, I think it was, didn't have much of an impact on the dollar. And that's because GDP is very backward looking. This was actually reporting on Q2 GDP, so that's very much in the past. It's not looking at what's happening right now. So it didn't have much of an impact on the dollar, and it didn't have that much of an impact on crypto or any other risk assets for that matter. So other news was bigger news than that. We had PCE news out yesterday, which came out a little bit higher than expected, slightly higher, 0.1 higher than expected. So again, no major impact on the market. So we'll wait to see what the Fed have to say on Wednesday coming up for the interest rate decision. I don't know what they're going to say, but all I do know is that things are looking reasonably bullish on the risk asset front. So I would suspect that maybe they'll shock us a little bit and maybe come out a little bit dovish and say that they are going to consider an interest rate reduction in the future. It's not going to be easy for them to say that because PCE, which is their preferred measure, is still higher than expected, higher than their target of 2%. So they haven't got much room for maneuver. Here's an interesting one I'll just pull up. It doesn't really matter what asset it is particularly, but I wanted to show it just because sometimes the simplest indicators are the best. And actually, price is one of the best arbiters of value. And when you monitor price, and you can see, for example, here, I've just
what
drawn.
chart is that?
It's actually the RLB chart.
Okay. Roll bit. Yep.
So the reason I showed it was just because I drew a support line here, just wherever the price touched lower, here, 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 and here, I just drew a support line. So that's telling me every time price touches this support line, it's likely to push higher. So in fact, whenever it has touched, I've actually bought this particular asset, and I bought again yesterday, and we've already begun to move up from this support line. So no matter what the overall indicators are telling you, and I can tell you that normal TA isn't actually very predictive at all, but this is predictive. I put a couple of indicators in here which are quite useful. So we have here basically a regular bearish divergence. That's this dotted line here where we had higher highs on price and lower highs on RSI. That was telling you the price was about to turn lower, which is exactly what it did. And it turned lower all the way to this support line here, which I indicated a moment ago. But interestingly, that support line also coincided pretty well with hidden bullish divergence. So actually that hidden bullish divergence was where we have higher lows on the price and lower lows on RSI. And that tells you of a continuation of the uptrend, this upward trend in price. So that's precisely what happened. And it happened exactly on this trend line here and almost exactly on the hidden bullish divergence. So we had two signals coincide there. And when you get two signals coinciding together, it becomes obviously twice as powerful. The more signals that you can get, this confluence between signals, the better. So we could look, and I'm sure there'll be other signals there, but that's fantastic. Obviously, candlestick patterns as well in there as well. So probably three simple signals there. And we're also within an uptrend at the moment. So, there's all sorts of things that are, mutually confirming that this is actually going to push a little bit more to the upside. So that's precisely what happened. So really, really promising on all sorts of assets. We'll just look at Ethereum. We had the expected pullback on Ethereum when we got in fact, probably deeper than expected, to be honest, when the Ethereum ETF actually went live. And I think this was due to Grayscale. They have massive fees, and a lot of people were taking profits from earlier times. And, it pushed there are a lot of sales there, and it pushed the price down. But that was expected. We'd said in advance, there's going to be a buy the rumor. That's this move up here. Sell the news. That's this move down here. And actually, that worked really well. I took some nice profit on the downside from actually trading other assets. But Ethereum would have probably been the best one at the time to have done. I probably should have shorted Ethereum, but I did okay on other assets. So from that, we've actually seen a really nice move up from this support. This support here was expected. It's actually the top of wave one here. I didn't expect price to pierce that support line, and it didn't. It just bounced off it beautifully. So again, from risk reward perspective, and these are all little trading tips I'm giving you along the way every time we talk on Impact Money. I drop in various things that I've picked up over probably over 40 years worth of trading. I've learned from bitter experience, made lots of mistakes along the way, but you learn eventually. I've learned and started to become pretty consistent, and picked up the things that work for me. And other people may have different systems, do things a different way. They might do better than me. I don't know, but I'm actually very happy with the way things the consistency that I've managed to achieve. So I'm happy to share those ideas with you. And as I say, one of them, this was very clear that the top of wave one was going to be support here, and that was perfect risk reward. You could basically risk 1 unit to the downside with probably 20 units to the upside here. Very small downside risk, massive upside potential. So 20 to 1 risk reward at least, probably more than that, probably 30 to 1. And the risk of it moving higher was also bigger. So great potential trade there for that. We've looked at DXY briefly. It does appear to be chopping around a little bit at the moment. As I say, I think over the weekend we may see just a touch more strength on dollar index, because I think we're going to see probably a bit of a pullback. Often when you see a strong trend within a market, crypto market we're looking at now, you see a strong trend developing during the week. You often see when trading is a little bit quieter, you see a pullback over the weekend. And that is often what it is actually market makers maneuvering prices to pick up stop losses. So if a lot of people have jumped in long the crypto market because they think it's going higher, they will actually move prices down. They can do that by selling. There's various methods they can use. They have computer systems that work out how much money they would need to apply to maybe short the market to effect a price drop, which would collect up a certain amount of stop losses, which they know would net them a certain amount of profit. And they have computer systems to do this. So it's just simple mathematics for them, easy for them to make money. But if we're aware of it, then we can just be a little bit cautious. So as I say, I've actually closed my long positions, my short-term long positions ahead of the weekend, because I'm thinking probably we'll get a little bit of a counter trend move over the weekend. You don't have to do it. You can stay in long and you know, I think the markets will go up higher anyway, but it's just for me, I like to get as much as I can out of the markets. So again, speaking of that, we've been quite positive Doge. I know particularly Bruce loves Doge. It's his doggy coin, one of his favorites. We've been saying over and over again that this was the buy area. This was a really good buy area. This red line, anytime it dipped below was basically a time to accumulate, add to your bags, fill your basket, your bags, whatever you want to say. And that's been the case so far. So it's moved up really, really nicely. And we're in another impulsive move to the upside. I think we've probably got quite a bit to go yet in this particular cycle. So yeah, I think plenty of upside still to come there. We've just to wrap up now, just a couple of others I think it's worth, you know, ones that people trade regularly. Obviously, we've had XRP. It had a really powerful push to the upside. Funnily enough, it does tend to buck the trend very often. You can see the markets like Solana just today up 5.5%, Ethereum up 2.5%, 2.7%, and then we see XRP down 0.77%.
Yeah.
It tends to buck the trend.
I found this on the web for what?
She's always butting in, isn't she?
She is just always typical. Never mind. I'm not going to say that.
I know what you're going to say, and I know everyone knew what you're going to say. So you best not say it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, but XRP does tend to buck the trend. I hear there's some big news coming out regarding SEC on XRP. May well be the case. So I'm always wary of being short XRP, especially when it's just stuck in the mud a little bit as it is now. We could, you know, you could get a serious pump to the upside. So I don't like to say too much about XRP. I did show here, you can actually see that I've got an arrow signal. You can see I've been expecting from the low level here, I've been expecting some substantial upside. We've seen most of that already, but there may well be quite a bit more to come. If we look longer term, there's probably quite a bit still to come, you know, on XRP. This appears to be maybe a completed WXY correction to the downside. So we would actually expect probably, if I scroll out even more, we'll expect, I can't actually scroll out more on this scale. I'd have to go to a bigger time frame to do that. But yeah, we're expecting, if that's a WXY to the downside, yeah, I'm surprised actually it's cut so short. So yeah, WXY to here, maybe correct. Then we'd expect some upside to take us above this high here, which was that last high we saw before the last SEC news we had. You may remember there's some breaking news out of SEC regarding XRP not being a security. That's what pumped the price from the 30s right up to the 90s. And since that time, we've been pulling back all that time in this corrective WXY correction. I think we're now beginning to move to the upside again. So I would expect us to probably in time exceed that 93 cents that we saw back in July of last year. So a whole year ago now. Time flies.
Crazy.
Yeah. So I think not too long before we see some new highs there.
That was like, I mean, people, including me, made so much money on that pump. and then they took it all back if you didn't sell, obviously, but if you didn't sell, they took it all back. It went lower than it was actually before. I mean, XRP is one of those. You really have to trade not emotionally. You really just have to trade and make your winning trades and get in and get out.
Yeah, I have to admit I missed the upside on that one. When the SEC news came out, I missed the pump, and it happened so quickly. I mean, a matter of an hour or something. It was such a massive pump.
Yeah,
I missed it, but I did actually catch the downside. So I actually sold it and got some really nice downside on XRP. So again, it was a matter of you can't buy the rumor, because the rumor had been going on for 2 years with XRP that the SEC news was going to happen. So you couldn't really buy the rumor on this. So this one was a case of when the news came out, the price pumped. Basically, it's a matter of once the price pumped, there's really only one way it's going to go for the short term. And that's the way it's gone with the correction, WXY correction. So that's a complex correction to the downside. But now I do think that's all over, and we're starting our pump to the upside. So we'll get pullbacks along the way, but I think it's looking very, very hopeful. So those diehard XRP enthusiasts are probably going to get their payoff as this year proceeds, this election year, which I think is going to be probably good for crypto in general. So
agreed.
Yeah, so that's pretty much a wrap for today before the weekend. As I say, I think we may just summarize, may get a little bit of a pullback over the weekend, but I'll be looking probably to jump in long. And then we'll need to be cautious just ahead and maybe hedge positions or watch what we're doing just ahead of the interest rate decision on Wednesday, because that is potentially very big market moving news. So yeah, we'll definitely be looking at that. So hope you have a great weekend. Thanks again for listening. Thank you, Bruce, for inviting me.
Thanks for coming on, Matt. It is always a pleasure. I hope you enjoy your weekend. Say hi to your family and everything over there.
Yeah, same to yours. Thank you, Bruce. All the best, everybody. Impact Money viewers, lovely to be here. Catch you soon. Bye for now.
Good. Well, there you have it. The great Matt Dixon with his Market Watch report. I'll tell you what, it is a real pleasure to work with a guy like that. We have some more things that are planned. I know for a lot of people that are watching, you can watch and you see, okay, there's money being made, and I want some of that. And we are working on ways that we can include you more in that stuff, because it's very important. One of the things that Elon, and I was talking about it a little bit earlier today, but one of the things that Elon is highlighting now is that we're about to go bankrupt. The United States is about to go bankrupt. The dollar is about to go bankrupt. And, more and more people are starting to talk about it. Of course, I've been talking about it for over a decade now, the monetary revolution. We've been talking about it on this show for about 7 or 8 months now. Every day we talk about it. And now we're really starting to, the alarm bells are sounding. The alarm bells are sounding. And we have guys like Thomas Massey, who I replaced the great Ron Paul with Thomas Massey, and just because and then we have let's see here, end the Fed. We got to end the Fed. That's the only way out of this mess, guys. It's the only way out of this mess. We need to take our money production back from the central banking cartel, which is now in control of the money supply, the interest rates, and everything. They can really do whatever they want. And for them, it doesn't matter. All they do is just mint more money. That's the only thing they really know how to do. And at this point in the history of our country, our representatives, so-called representatives, they don't represent us actually, in Congress, and they don't know anything other than just minting more money. Their answer to everything is more legislation and more minting of money. That's all they know how to do. Like, never mind. Let's even just talk about the border situation. You talk about the border situation. What to do about the border situation is to send the military to the border. Very simple. I mean, they're talking, we need to pass this bill and we need this legislation and that legislation. All that means is more money, more taxing on you. And we don't need that. We don't need more money to solve a problem that we already have rules. We already have laws on the books for, and we already have, we have Department of Homeland Defense. Well, if you can't control them, then get rid of Secretary Mayorkas. Okay, we have Border Patrol. We have the Border Patrol. We have multiple. We have ICE. We have all of these different organizations, and then never mind, we got the FBI and the CIA, and we got the U.S. military, and come on, guys. We don't need more taxes. We don't need more legislation in order to do stuff. We just need people with the balls in order to command the forces that be to do it. And we don't have anybody hardly in Congress, in Senate, in the House, in the Senate, in the White House, obviously, that is willing to do that. And that's why I support this guy, Thomas Massie, because he is out there. He is willing to say we need to end the Fed. He's willing to tell us that everybody has an AIPAC minder, an AIPAC person. Everybody in Congress, all the Republicans, at least he says, have an AIPAC person that they answer to. And AIPAC has totally and completely taken over control of the Congress, and they've done that. Of course, they're in bed with the central banking cartel. It's the same group of people, guys. It's the same group of people, and these people are out of control, and they have taken over. The Federal Reserve has taken over this country back in 1913. We've never seen the light of day since. As I talked about on the beginning of the show, and every day they confiscated everyone's gold in 1933. They confiscated everybody's gold in 1933. Said we're going to give it back. They never gave it back. And they fined everyone $10,000 if they didn't return it, $10,000. And that is the equivalent of $1 million right now. And that's how much they've inflated the dollars since then. They gave everybody $25 per ounce of gold back then in 1933. Teddy Roosevelt did it. By executive order, they confiscated everyone's gold. And gold right now is $2,500, about $2,500 per ounce. Okay. And the fine was $10,000. They gave everyone $25. Here's some paper money. Here's some paper money. Go away. We'll give it back. Never gave it back. Sitting in the Federal Reserve Bank in New York. I want it back. Do you want it back? Do you want it back? I want it back. I want my family's gold back. Do you? Absolutely crazy. We won't get out of the mess unless we handle it. These are the families right here. These are the families. I show them every single show. And every single show, hats off to my main man, Fly Mackey, for putting us on here and letting us do this show, because it really makes a difference. We're red pilling a lot of people and letting them know what we need to do. These are the families. We have the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. Get my fingers here going. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Morgans, the Warburgs, the Goldman Sachs, Lehman, Kuhn, Loeb, Lazard, Israel, Moses, CF, Schiff, and Stillman. These are the families who own the Federal Reserve. Google it. They'll tell you nobody owns the Federal Reserve. Do you think that these people would start a central bank and not own it? Do you? Oh, and they own it through this bank and that bank that they own the major shares for. It's just like the Austin Private Wealth that shorted Donald J. Trump stock. And of course, the SEC went right along with their story. Oh, we messed up. No, it still has been no explanation to why they also shorted Rumble. 36 million shares, I believe it was. 36 million shares of Rumble. Why did they do it? And yeah, I know they had to file it a week in advance. What, you didn't know a week in advance? Why did they short it? Did they have inside information? I mean, you think critically. I think that most of us think that they had to. Now, if you are in, or you want to go to Nashville, Trump is supposed to be speaking at this Bitcoin 2024. Make sure to use Impact Money. Use the code Impact Money in order to get yourself a 10% discount on those tickets. I definitely wanted to be there. I was trying really hard to be there. You guys know me, but I wasn't trying hard to be there once I knew. I'm doing another play with my kids. You know me, I'm dad number one, and that's how I roll. So I'm doing another play with the kids, and we have shows this weekend, so I couldn't go. I thought maybe I'd just fly out there for one day, but it really just didn't work out, and that's that. So, but use the code Impact Money in order to get yourself a 10% discount on those tickets. There's the one I was looking for. There we go. It's July 25 through 27. It started already. I don't know what day Trump's going to be speaking. I actually don't know even if he's actually going to be there or not, we will see. Or if they're just going to wire him in. I think that they're going to stream him in. I think he's going to be there. That's my understanding. I think he's going to be there. Now, speaking of Trump, I did talk to a good friend of mine who was there. He was in the stands behind when the attempted assassination of Donald Trump, and I had a good talk with him today. I may bring him on the show. I asked him if he would come on, and he doesn't do a whole lot of interviews, but you may know the guy. He's a friend of mine, and he was there, and he gave me the whole story. He talked about it all happening and everything else, and maybe I'll bring him on. But a lot of people they looked at those people behind and they thought, a lot of this one wasn't surprised or that one wasn't surprised and everything else. The truth is that and like he kind of confirmed, like I said, when something like that is happening, first of all, it takes you a little bit of time. He says, look, I thought it was firecrackers. I thought, who is this jerk, throwing firecrackers right now during Trump's speech? And he's like, and then when he went down, I thought to myself, well, he's out. They got him. It's over. It's over. And they're just taking it all in. And anyway, it was a really good conversation. I had that firsthand recount. There was only so many people that were behind Trump at that point, and so to have that firsthand recount of everything, something I'll talk more about. But we'll see if I can get him on the show. I think that and get him on the show is a relative term. We're friends. If he wants to come on the show, he can come on the show. If not, I am not going to. I'm not going to press him for it. But I think he's going to come on the show, and maybe we'll even do it. Maybe we'll even do it in person, right? Maybe we'll even do it in person. Tangem wallets, the Tangem wallet. Guys, I'm a big supporter of the Tangem wallet. Here it is, tangem.com. Okay, use discount code Impact Money to get your Tangem wallet. I do see you guys are buying these wallets. I know they're popular. It's a safe hardware wallet. People don't maybe they don't know how to store crypto. They don't know how to get crypto. They're worried about losing it. I totally understand. I've lost plenty of Bitcoins in my time. I've lost so many Bitcoins. As a matter of fact, it would make you cry if you knew. Okay. Tangem.com, your wallet, slim as a bank card, secure as a bank vault. Store, buy, earn, transfer, and swap thousands of coins and token. It's redefining the wallet experience by delivering top-level security, simplicity, and accessibility. Enjoy complete autonomy and independence while managing your assets on a single tap. The Tangem wallet breaks down barriers for your crypto newcomers and enhances the custodial experience for advanced users. This is what it's all about, guys. It's what it's all about. Be your own bank. And look at this. I mean, this is really this really changes the game here. They have engineered this a ring wallet. Okay, you can wear it. It uses the same RFID technology, so you have it, but that's your wallet right there. You have your secure keys. You can access it from anywhere in the world. Once you have those keys, it's a list of words. You can access that wallet from anywhere in the world. Okay, but you can easily access it with the right there on your ring. Boom. Access it, use your face technology or whatever with your phone, send crypto anywhere. And then as well, it comes with, when you use this, it comes with a two of the slim credit card ones. Okay. So you can back it up and you can stick that in your, look at that. I mean, that's just beautiful. 3 unique devices, choose your ring size. So you get the ring, boom. With your phone, it works with the RFI technology, RFD, RFI, whatever that is. Incorporates the latest advancement in cryptographic technology. This compact ring provides quick access to your digital assets at any time, anywhere, without carrying a bulky wallet. Okay, and it comes with these 2 Tangem cards as well. So I want to make sure that you guys know about that, because that's really cool. And you can store your other crypto on there, like the Dog or Flower. Dog or Flower has been doing great things. I actually hopped on one of the Ton or Flower. I hopped on one of the Ton spaces the other day, and I can't tell you the number of times that Dog or Flower came up, dog or flower. So I want you guys, I am long on several different assets. Dog or flower is one of them. Okay. And you can store your dog or flower on the Tangem card. You can store it on the Tangem card. Okay. So get yourself, it's like 50 or 60 bucks. Get yourself maybe the ring or one of the other cards, and then you start to store your crypto in different ways. And as I mentioned, we're going to do we're going to talk a lot more. We're Matt and I are working on ways that you guys can get more involved. Okay. Right now, because I know that will help a lot of people. You want to be involved in the monetary revolution. Your dollars are going into the toilet. You don't know what to do about it. You don't know how to be involved. So more of that to come. Now, this dog or flower, though, is trading under dollar or. So make sure to check that out. Now, if you are a company or whatnot, and you are working on and you want to raise different money, if you want to raise money for your company, or you want to meet with certain people that are doing the right thing, this organization right here, Lives Amplified, can be your it can definitely be the one for you. Now, Lives Amplified, you can use referral code Impact Money. Use Impact Money for everything. And that doesn't so much give you a discount, but it puts you in our network, and then we can work with you. Okay. My good friend Stephen Melnick put this together. He is a fantastic human being. I've known him for a long time, about a decade here. Lives Amplified was his brand that he's had for all these years, and that's him there on the right. And he's put together an amazing organization. They're doing monthly events. I want you to join this. Use referral. It's right there on the thing. /REF/impact money. Go ahead. It's actually free to sign up as a referral, and then you can get involved, join the club, however you want to do it. Talk to us. Talk to Stephen. Talk to myself about getting involved, because it's an amazing group. And I'll tell you what, we've done a lot of special things together. We've been around the world together, Stephen Melnick and I. As a matter of fact, around the world, this is a fact. And he's a wonderful guy. He's a family man, and he's doing wonderful things with this group. And I am proud to be a part of it. Lives Amplified. And just look, and then I'm going to move on, actually wrap up. But if you look here, board members, and that's livesamplified.org. /REF/impact money if you're going to sign up, or you can just go right to the website. But you see him right here, Dr. Stephen Melnick, along with the former president of Colombia, former prime minister of Montenegro, former president of Bolivia. I could go just on the list. Former prime minister of Haiti, the former interim president of Venezuela, the former prime minister of Tunisia, the former president of Ecuador, the former prime minister of the Kyrgyz Republic, the former prime minister of Malta, the former president of Croatia. And a lot of these people, I can tell you that the Dr. Melnick and I met at the same places. Okay, so he's doing a wonderful job. And if you want to raise money, if you want to get around those people, if you're building a company and you want to plug into this network that he has built, and now I am a part of as well, then that is something that we want to work with you on. And I can tell you that can be life-changing. It can be life-changing. Like a lot of the things that we do, they are life-changing. So that's livesamplified.org. /REF/impact money. If you're going to sign up as well, you can reach out to me. My Calendly is impactmoney, calendly.com /impact money. I'd love to talk to you guys. It is always a pleasure to do these shows. And again, hats off to our guys at smartmoneyculture.tv, Smart Money Culture TV network. We're on TV every day in Texas and Louisiana, and we are growing rapidly. We have a deal on the table that we're putting together. It will put us, it's done deal actually, and it's going to put us into almost every state in the U.S. So we're really excited about that, and it's always fun, guys. It's fun, and it's great. It's informative, and it's a way that we can talk to you. And hats off, of course, Elon Musk. Just like Trump, he doesn't do everything that I like. He doesn't do everything that I like. That's for sure. But of course, I guess nobody will. But hats off to him for giving us this X platform. I'm going back and forth with some of the other ones now as well. But all right, guys, that's it. Let me just see. I got to run here, but let me just see in my title. I'm sure I missed stuff. The rate cuts, the PCE is high. Obama backs Harris. Harris has a strong social media team, guys. She has a strong social media team. I don't think she should be discounted so quickly. All right. So let me go ahead on the record and say that I don't think that Harris should be discounted so quickly. There's a lot of people that don't like Trump, and she is an alternative, and they didn't like Biden, but there she is. And, Obama's backing her now, and that comes with a lot of money. Obama somehow made billions of dollars, probably nefarious ways. And he's got a lot of people behind him as well. They have a strong social media team, and she's anyway. Obviously, I still think Trump will win, but if they don't get him, they're going to try. But Iran screams both sides of the party. You have both sides of the party that have been infiltrated. Both sides of these protests have been infiltrated by the same agitators and the same intelligence agencies, in my opinion, that infiltrated us on January 6th. And I see that when you see them burning the flags and everything else, that's not the average. That's not the average protester that's doing that. That's agitators. That is the intelligence agencies, and they're trying to get an emotional reaction out of you, and they're getting it. And I get it. It provokes an emotional reaction, and I have to be careful to stay out of it because I don't want to help them do what they're trying to do, and because I understand what they're trying to do, and I don't want to do that. So that's a wrap for me here today. Iran. There's the mantra. That's the new Russia. I'm sure. What's his face? He's meeting with Trump, and he's going to tell him it's Iran. And I hope and pray that Trump has enough foresight to understand that's what's going on. I think that he does. Love you guys. Have a great weekend. Cheers.
Your voice is powerful. When combined with social engagement, it's a force for change. Decentralized media paired with free speech is the catalyst for an empowered world and a unified, invaluable ecosystem. Join Global Boost, become a champion of free speech, and help to reshape the future of media.